An alarming investigation by the LA Times exposes a litany of deletions and revisions in the LA Fire Department's report on the city's response to the deadly fires earlier this year. The blaze, of course, wiped out nearly all of LA's most desirable real estate, and Palisades residents are still waiting to learn how and why this fire grew out of control. Let's bring in California Republican gubernatorial candidate Steve Hilton. Great to see you this morning, Steve. This is such a maddening story, and this report from the LA Times is not totally unexpected, but even more maddening. You have a situation where you clearly had not only the massive failures by the city government, but now you have this effort within the city government to cover up the mistakes that they made, among those including efforts to whitewash the fact that the city failed to pre-deploy firefighters to areas they knew were going to be problematic. On the days of the fires, you had crews waiting around to go out to combat fires without assignments, sometimes for hours on end. And then maybe the most maddening of all is you had efforts in this report that the fire department put out. You had an effort to conceal the fact that the original Lockman fire, which we now believe reignited because the fire department did not leave crews there to tend to the fire after they had put it out, led to this mass destruction in the city. Do you have any hope that the city is going to finally recognize the mistakes they made and try to make corrections?
Well, I'm going to try and make sure of it, Charlie, because exactly as you say, this is absolutely infuriating. Yeah. Every single aspect of this, right? From the fact that this fire disaster was on the scale it was, caused by Democrat policies, this combination of ideological extremism and governing incompetence. Their extreme environmentalism meant that those areas were so prone to fire in the first place. The reignition of the fire that you just mentioned, that was because they were trying to protect some ridiculous endangered plant. And they didn't send in the bulldozers to put the fire out. And then you see the total incompetence in the response from Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass. And now we're learning more and more about it. And the more we learn, the worse it looks for the Democrats who messed it up in the first place and then tried to cover it up. But the good news, Charlie, is that it's all going to change next year because we're going to elect a new governor in California. It's going to be a Republican. And there's another thing that's very important, which is not just that we've got a great candidate for governor, we got a great president. And the Trump economy is going to play such a big part next year because Californians will finally see, why can't we have what the rest of the country is having? Competent government, common sense, low costs. Those are the things that you get when you vote Republican. So I think all of this nightmare is going to be put behind us by the time we speak this time next year.
So we have to go, but real quickly, do you have any faith that right now so many of those policies dealing with the controlled burns and the distribution of water in the area, do you have any faith that steps are being taken right this second to make sure that something like this doesn't happen again?
No. You know that reservoir that was empty because of their incompetence, that was built for this situation, it's still empty. A year later, nothing's changed. Nothing will change unless we kick out Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom and these useless Democrats and put in common sense people at every level of government. They literally have no clue. That's why it's such a disaster in California. Nothing's going to change until we get rid of this one-party rule we've had for so long.
And of course, they're also not doing the extent of controlled burns that you need to do in order to protect that. Steve Hilton, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for breaking it all down for us.
Great to see you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.